Hey, what up everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you. I thought that Tuesday morning would be a great time to sit back and discuss the Money in the Bank WWE World Heavyweight Championship match. I think that Money in the Bank, as of right now, the way it's sitting, it looks like we have 3 matches, 2 announced, 1, pretty much you have to be an idiot not to know what's going to happen. When WWE went to, this sort of WWE Network thing, where we're not going to have pay-per-views anymore, we're going to have special events. I don't know what we call this. I mean, it's still, you have to pay-per-view the WWE Network. But to me, in my line of thinking, I think of the network basically is almost being free. I mean, I piss away $10 a month on a ton of stupid things. I mean, like, I pay $50 a month just to drink Pepsi while I'm at work, buying one of these Pepsi's every day for $1. So $10 to me is nothing when it comes to watching wrestling. I still feel that I understand I have to have Hulu in order to watch the rerun of Raw, since basically dumping cable. But it'd be awesome if they found some way with the new contract, which hasn't been announced yet, if Raw was going to be on the network the next day, or just find some better way to get more stuff. I know I can go on YouTube and watch their cut down clips. I know I can watch Backstage Pass and get a good deal of what's going down. But that's the only thing I have to fault with it. But it doesn't feel like this is a super card. It doesn't really feel like this is Money in the Bank always is a good show. 2010, 2011, 2012. 2011 might be one of the best pay-per-views they've ever done. I honestly would put it in one of my top 10 WWE pay-per-views that I've ever seen. It just doesn't seem like this would be a guaranteed slam dunk $50 to me. I'm glad that I can sit back and watch this on the WWE Network and not have to, shell out all that money when the cable bill comes the next month. But we've got the one ladder match for the championship. We've got Seth Rollins going up against Dean Ambrose, and then we have the Usos against the Wyatt Lackeys. And in this ladder match, we had 2 guys, John Cena and Roman Reigns, the guy who's the franchise, the icon, the main event of the company right now, and then we have the up and comer. He's not really in NXT anymore, but he's on the roster and he's been doing his thing for over a year. And he's really separated himself from the pack, and he really looks himself in there. Go to WWE.com, look at the picture that hypes up the match. He's right in the freaking middle. He's twice as big as everybody else. They stretched him out to make you notice Roman Reigns is in this match, and he's going to be a big deal. You got a lot of guys in there. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 of these guys have been former champions. Some of them have made a difference, some of them hadn't. You got Sheamus right now, who's lurking around. He's got the United States Championship title. He hasn't done anything in a big while, but his big push is that, he himself has looked at his comeback from his injury as he hasn't really done anything, and he wants to make an impact. He wants to be an impact player for WWE, and this is one way he really could do it. Del Rio, really surprised that he was the first guy in there, but you got to have 7 guys. And, last year they were able to do the match and have all former champions, and maybe that's what they were going for again, and then they just sort of went in a different direction. Antonio Cesaro, to me, I think it is awesome that he is in this match for the one reason that I think he is a future star. I think he is with WWE. Mainly, really is pushing for, I much rather would have had him in some sort of a Future Stars, ladder match. I know it's rumored that tonight on SmackDown, they might announce, they hinted to it on the Raw pre-show, that maybe that was the announcement that they were going to make, that they were going to have a traditional Money in the Bank match to keep on the tradition, because you don't really want the tradition to die, and you don't want to have to come around and talk about it next year, and bring up the fact that Daniel Bryan was stripped of the championship and they had to put it on there. I know that they're trying to push it like this is a really big deal, that it's the first time a WWE championship has ever been contended in a ladder match. But I don't know, Money in the Bank, you think of the briefcase, you think of holding on to that thing for up to a year and cashing it in at the right moment, like everybody has done, with the minus of Damian Sandow, who would die to fly up that ladder this year and grab that case to resurrect the career. Who would have known that he would have been on the uphill climb to lose one match to John Cena and never be seen again, basically. I know that it's pretty entertaining. He's running out there in the Miami Heat jersey, but I don't think that the gimmick of him coming out and act like he was 10 times smarter than anybody wearing the blue robe was the best deal in the world, but it was a ton better than what they're doing with him now. The guy can wrestle. We've known this for a long time, from all the time he was in developmental, the time that he was in the tag team and everything like that. It just, some guys get the right break and they make it big, and some guys don't. Roman Reigns, I don't think it's his time to win the Money in the Bank, but he's going to be in the match. He's going to be making a big deal. Go back to the WrestleMania ladder in the match with Randy Orton, where he was in there and he just handed out RKOs. I think he RKO'd everybody in a matter of about a minute. I wouldn't be surprised if Roman Reigns is just hitting spears, making a big, huge impact in this. More than likely, Seth Rollins running out. Maybe even Triple H. And you can't do Seth Rollins, because I really think at SummerSlam, it's going to be Roman Reigns against Triple H. That's the one match that everybody's sort of been hinting at. Triple H wants to prove that he's the big dog on the block and he's not going to move over for somebody else. And I think Triple H knows that the best way he can get talent over is getting into big-time matches with him and grooming him, getting him ready for the next step, much like Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. Not Brock Lesnar, though. I don't want to remember that. That wasn't the best. John Cena, everybody knows at any time he could go up there and he can grab that belt. If he did grab the belt, the one good thing is it would sort of do a reset and we wouldn't have to see him and Bray Wyatt go again unless it's for the championship. And I don't think anybody's hinting for another one-on-one Cena versus Bray match unless it's a long time down the line in the future. WWE, everybody knows that they're going to be around for a long time. It's not the only time you're ever going to get these guys. Don't make it like Cena versus Orton, that you play this out so bad that a year down the road we get this rematch. People are changing the channel just because they think they've already seen this for the millionth time. I thought that the TLC this year was a really good match, but there were so many people that just were so soured by this being overplayed over 5 years ago. But when they just went through the Cena versus Orton World Tour, basically on pay-per-view. Bray Wyatt, I don't think that it's a big deal that he's in this match. I don't think that he's going to win it. It would be nice if he did win it in John Cena's hometown, since Money in the Bank is held in Boston. We'll have to see if that does happen. Randy, honestly, I don't want to say it, but he is my overall favorite to win this match. I think that it just sets up that, Daniel Bryan, he's going to come back sooner than later. I don't think it's going to be right off the bat. Maybe they hold him off and his return match is at SummerSlam. But if they want Daniel Bryan to still be the guy, if they're not going to put that label on him as a guy who could be injured and send him to the back of the pack where he's sort of like a guy that matters, but in the long run it doesn't really matter. Because they're just afraid of him getting injured. It just matters how much the fans are going to get behind him. Are they going to think that since they got him to WrestleMania 30 and he won the big one, that they're going to move on to the next big thing, like in trying to get Roman Reigns pushed to the top? Or if they're going to stand behind the guy they picked and really, stand up and say that this is the guy we want and we want him to keep going. You don't really want your quarterback of your team to lose their job due to injury, but sometimes you got to go with the hotter hand that's out there. Right now I'm picking Randy to win the match. I think that they're going to do like a Roman Reigns versus Triple H. I think at SummerSlam you'd probably see Randy Orton go up against Daniel Bryan. Who knows where you go with Cesaro from here? Maybe Cesaro versus Brock, if Brock's going to be there. I don't think Del Rio matters. Wouldn't be surprised if he's not even on the SummerSlam card. Sheamus have some match nobody cares about, and that's about it. I mean, that's the Money in the Bank in a nutshell, and I think it's going to be a good one. I mean, you still got guys like Rob Van Dam, Kofi Kingston. I think Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins is going to be their own singles match. I don't know what you do with Ryback. Right? Maybe you can put Ryback in the match and try to get him jump-started again. There has to be a Future Stars one. That's what I think. Keep on the tradition of the briefcase, and let's start moving in the next direction. Thank you, everybody. Peace out. Have a good Tuesday.